This all looks strangely familiar. I don't know, maybe it's the architecture. Maybe it's the public art, or sort of art. Or maybe it's just because I know that we're back in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee to be precise. And today we're gonna explore a little bit of downtown Chattanooga, starting with the farmers market here at the aquarium. Join us today, if you haven't already done so, as we do just a little Splorin. Look at that, sock monkeys. Look at this, we have bookish collection of candles. Candles to go with books. Probably reading smut. Okay, that's my new favorite. I just realized all the candles here have a theme. There's the wizard collection, the spooky collection, the horror story collection, music collection, television collection. Some very cool stuff here. So this is Strange Wicks Candle Company, strangewicks.com. I know there's a few of you I can think of already who will probably be frequenting the website. So cool. This is for you, Jacob. Huh, that was something. Ooh, bee vomit. It's very cool. Very, as you can see, very busy, but not like a people on top of you annoying you busy. More like a southern grits y'all busy. Over here, some art. Good old jerky. You know, I love me some jerky. Sucker for teriyaki jerky, of course. This is Turn Road jerky. We just tried the bouillon brisket, and it was enough to make me buy, well, a different kind of bread, but still, good stuff.
Still getting Turn Road.
Absolutely. I see something over here my son will probably really like. I'm not entirely sure what you'd call these, but I know the characters at least. Looks like you can get yourself a crown here.
I'm a princess!
Kind of forgot about this arch here, but I can tell you from plenty of experience that when it rains, this whole area is very interesting and treacherous. Very treacherous. My brother-in-law Joe, you've seen him if you've been around for a while. You were just telling me something interesting about this. Go ahead.
So the way the layout is, it's supposed to represent an earthquake at some point, if I'm not mistaken. Like you can see how that's kind of destruction.
The great Chattanooga earthquake.
That never happened.
That never happened. It's more like a cautionary tale, I suppose. Yeah. So you got, kids like to play in here. There's a, looks like a sturgeon. I see a sturgeon of sorts right there. And then it goes over here, and there's your earthquake. Funny, San Francisco doesn't want you to be thinking about earthquakes.
Inappropriate!
You got some stuffed things over there, and some doll clothes, and jewelry, and art, and earthquakes. There's some more earthquake stuff here. I got this going over here to the Chattanooga Visitor Center, home of the earthquake. More earthquake-related architecture over here, over by the Tennessee Aquarium. The guy over there violining with some dancing pumpkins. Obviously, he's not aware of the impending earthquake. Run, you fool! It's the earthquake! Speaking of the aquarium is absolutely booming right now. If you're into fish, well, that is probably your jam. And if you're into jam, over here is probably your jam. Of course, there's smoothies. There is corn with mayonnaise and cheese. That doesn't sound appetizing. Ooh, it's art. He's happy because there's art. It smells like leather. I don't mind that. And of course, these nuts.
Ooh, kinky. What?
A little behind the scenes shot of the aquarium. This is the highbrow entertainment that you only get on Splorin, so make sure you reach down below and give it a good old subscribe pump. I don't know what that means. I bet you that guy would give it a good old subscribe pump. You know, there's not a man, woman, or child in America that doesn't enjoy giving a good pump.
That makes me uncomfortable.
This is the, I think this is the Riverwalk area, is it not? So, as Joe pointed out, it isn't just a place to publicly urinate or defecate. They also do a lot of concerts out here. The River Bend concert, I think they called it, where they'd float a giant stage down the Chattanooga. And there's, you can go on river boats, and at the moment, well, you can use the restroom, or you can walk down a sidewalk.
You want to walk down to the...
Yeah, let's do that, because that's probably more entertaining than walking down a sidewalk or going to the bathroom. Well, I don't know if it's as entertaining as watching someone go to the bathroom on Splorin. Subscribe below.
Getting run over by a Kubota.
Getting run over by a Kubota is good too. They're very welcoming here. Actually, it looks like they're getting ready to do some sort of concert down there today. This is a much smaller scale than what I was talking about before. Historically, there was a very large stage that large national acts would play on, and they would float it down the river and then set up over here and do these very large concerts. But I'm guessing this is probably closer to like a local act, but still very cool. And as you can see, there are plenty of seats. Definitely still using it. It was raining earlier, so I don't want to give the idea that there's only, well, there's more porta potties, but I mean, there's porta potties. Don't get me wrong, your needs will be met, but so will your musical needs. What's that?
If you gotta go, there's a place.
That's Chattanooga. If you gotta go, there's a place. There is. So you got a Cold Stone over there. You got the Chocolate Factory. I think that's the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. You got the Agave and Rye. Save the Bees restaurant. Save the Bees and Agave. It's a match made in Chattanooga. Now, Joe, what do you call this this thing that we're walking on? The Metal Pier. Chattanooga. We've got piers. Looks like they've got a couple of, well, there's a Southern Belle Landing. Looks like that's probably more like a tourism ship. The restaurant is what Joe's saying. And then next to it is, I think it's just a tugboat that's coming up next to it. But they do look like they match. As you can see, the smaller of the two looks like it's getting ready to dock. Alright, you see that sticker right there? I want you to think for a second. How did that person get the sticker there? My guess? They died. So we're walking back off the metallic pier. It looks like they got a lot of refrigerators and ice, which is kind of interesting because this is very much just out in the middle of nowhere in the public. Chattanooga, get ice. And here's the Save the Bees place. I'm seeing there's actually bees that are in the Save the Bees mural, so it's very meta. Epic tacos and tequila and bourbon, apparently. Cutting up Broad Street now, this is where a lot of their more touristy shops and eateries and things like that are. Some very cool architecture as well. Mellow Mushroom. If you've ever been to a Mellow Mushroom, you're probably familiar with their mascot. There will be no loitering here. Instead, there will be lots and lots of rock climbing. Embassy Suites opening in 2025. That is a very that is a very ambitious date. Maybe if you bring your own sleeping bag, I suppose. Right up here is the area I was talking about, where it gets just a little bit more touristy. The corner of 4th and Broad. Got a glass studio here. Doesn't look like they're doing much now, but that is very cool. Maple Street biscuits. We have a couple of these in Orlando. You might have a couple of these in your hometown. They're pretty good, actually. I think they're only open till like maybe 2. Joe was just pointing this out. This is the Classic Arcade Pinball Museum. Looks like it's $20 for an adult, $15 for a child. We are not going in there today, but that is here. That was not here before. If you're into arcade games, this could be for you. And of course, you can't have a tourism area without a Rocket Fizz. So let's head on inside, shall we? Look at that, international chips and a gummy pickle. Trying to cut down on sweets right now, but I've always been a fan of the saltwater taffy. Kind of hard not to purchase it this time. All the classic sodas and the ones that aren't exactly classic. I mean, most touristy areas have one of these, but they've always got their own little, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. I don't like that. I don't like that. Baked wheat cakes. Got the Moon Pie General Store is the next one that we're going to. Been in here a couple times before. It's always an adventure. Never really had the same thing twice, except for moon pies. But I mean, I think that goes without saying. Kraft barbecue sauces, which is always up my alley. Wake up call hot sauce. Ooh, and how about that? Dang, bacon. You got mini moon pies. You could put together your own moon pie box. You got chocolate, vanilla, blueberry, lemon, salted caramel, mint. Well, it looks like pretty much what you can get here, at least. Over here, we've got the Duke Cannon soaps. These are awesome. I don't know if you've seen these before. These are soap for real men. Fresh cut pine, Buffalo Trace, Secret Weapon, Bay Rum, Bush Beer. Classic stuff, of course. And of course, you can make your own giant moon pie. Some little travel tools. Oh, look at that, the Dapper Gent.
Baxter, you are my little gentleman.
They've got their own classic candy, of course. You know what? They don't have a lot of moon pies. Socks and can koozies. Oh, yes, and they do, of course, have ice cream. One of the more interesting parking structures I've seen, that is very blue. And from the look of things, not entirely sure I'd feel safe parking here. What happened here? Earthquake, obviously. Yes, there we go. The Great Chattanooga Earthquake. That never happened. Just a few blocks down, see something that I definitely have to get a better look at. Look at this old building here. This is absolutely gorgeous stuff. This is the Tivoli Center. Under construction, as you can see. But right over here, take a look at this incredible Tivoli Theatre marquee. Get your ticket to history today. Don't mind if I do. Got the old box office over here. Looks like, what do they got coming? Jamie Johnson, the concert, a tribute to ABBA. Tennessee Music Pathways. It's all locked up, but let's see into the lobby a little bit.
You're creepy.
Wow. Gorgeous. Oh, look at this. I got the wallflowers. And don't worry, it's Fluffy. It's, what's his name? Enrique? Enrique Iglesias. He let himself go. We just call him Fluffy. But we all know who I'm talking about. And over here, you can see some of the other things they got coming. This is their Broadway, the Broadway series. Moulin Rouge, Pretty Woman the musical, Six, I don't know what that is. Hadestown, Hamilton, and Les Mis. Very ambitious schedule at a very, very beautiful theater. Gabriel was his name, not Enrique. This is Gabriel. We're going to stick with Fluffy. Yeah, Fluffy's good. We like Fluffy. We've now come out to Market Street. Market Street looks like kind of quiet here on the weekends, but probably a little bit more active with locals rather than just tourists during the week. Looks like we have a landmark here. William Uncle Bill Lewis, born a slave in Winchester, Tennessee. William Lewis came to Chattanooga in 1837 when it was Ross's Landing. After building a thriving blacksmith business, Lewis purchased his and his wife's freedom. In 1851, he purchased the freedom of his mother, his brother, and his sister. In his blacksmith shop, leg irons were forged and fitted for Andrews Raiders, Union spies during the Civil War. I don't know why this is right here. I don't know if it, oh wait, yeah, see here's the other piece of it. now it makes a little bit more sense. Apparently that happened right around here. Okay, so this is a historic building, which makes more sense than just having a marker out in the middle of nowhere. Now, Joe, being the local that he is, was just pointing this out. This is the law enforcement monument. This whole plaza, or just right here?
Just right here, like you've got the phone answers and stuff like that.
Okay, so we got the list. We'll take a look at that in a second. You can see some of the statues that have been put up here. Very cool. These look fairly new, actually. Within the last, I'd say, last several years or decade. They're certainly not going back to the 1800s or anything. Very cool. Okay, and this one is still empty. Looks like might be a metaphor, actually. Yeah. And then here we have, this is for the police who have laid down their lives in the line of duty. Unfortunately, there's quite a few, and unfortunately, they have left room for several more. Got a little plaque here, kind of goes through it. Honors the police officers who stand between those who hold life sacred and those who do not. Also honors the families of those officers. And you said the building behind you is the current courthouse, right? County courthouse, state, county courthouse. What county is this?
It's Hamilton County.
Hamilton County Courthouse. I'm assuming that's actually what it's called. Joe was mentioning that even though this looks like a brand new building, apparently it's been here for a while. They've just done a beautification process. What would you say, somewhere in the last 10 or so years? Yeah. And from your memory, has this always been here, or is this...
Since I've been an officer, it's always been here.
Okay.
I'm working on 18 years.
So this is very well taken care of, except for the idiot that wrote Satan is back on there. So that's good to know. I'm personally very intimidated by this person.
So something that's really cool, I think, anyways, is across the street there's a laser inside of this building, and it shoots across, and it shoots a blue line, the thin blue line representation across this monument.
Thin blue line laser to the monument from that building over there.
Kind of represents law enforcement.
That's very cool. Here's the office of Hamilton County Sheriff Austin Grant here at the county courthouse, right outside. What? Tater.
Tater.
Tater. Explain tater.
I don't know where it came from, but that's what they call the sheriff. but like if you get an accommodation or something like that, he gives you a coin, a challenge coin, but they call it tater tokens. So it's
and you could turn 10 of them in and get a sack of potatoes. There you go. Chattanooga, we got the taters. Over there is the Double Cola Company. Now I'm guessing that this particular cola does not refer to a cola beverage, but rather a company that makes. I'm not sure where I'm going with this.
Yo, bartender! Yo, food needs a refill!
Joe is just pointing up way up the street there. You can see a yellow marble building. That is the jail. That's not the current jail.
I'm sorry.
That's the. In fact, that's not any of the jails.
The jail's the next block where it's the brown marble or gray marble.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that building right there is. It's nothing really, but it's a nice. It's. There's a yellow building right there.
Yeah, a yellow building. I don't know what that is.
We refer to that as the yellow building. I'm going to point out something kind of interesting. The little Venezuela is over there. And as Joe just pointed out, it says that they feature a pizza buffet and restaurant. Now, I'm not much of an expert on Venezuelan food, but
It must be Italian.
I see a place across there next to Taco Mac. They've got text request. Text request. Joe, do you have any clue what text request is?
See, if you're a really lonely person,
Yeah.
and you want somebody to text,
You
just request a text.
you just do it over there.
I don't have a clue.
That sounds sad. That sounds like a tragic business, actually. Yeah.
Business this day it is.
Wow. Huh. Whatever it is, the queue is apparently very important. I'm not sure what this is. It's called Freight Waves. And you can see they've got a whole bunch of different models of different freight companies' trucks and some football helmets. So, I don't know, maybe you put on some football helmets and beat each other with trucks. And then, have a text request. Chattanooga. See, I know what this one is. So it says here that the plaza that we were in earlier, the market here, has a lot of Easter eggs for Chattanooga, including right here. It says railroad tracks. So we're gonna pan over to here. You see the railroad tracks, and there are some of them have sheet music in them for the Chattanooga Choo Choo song. And as Joe just pointed out, 1811 and 1812, a series of catastrophic earthquakes resulted in the creation of Reelfoot Lake near Tennessee and Kentucky state border. So that's what the earthquake is all about. Although, honestly, at 1811, I feel like that might be a bit of a stretch. Basket design. You see regular intervals inspired by a pattern sewn by Appalachian quilters. So, okay, I can kind of see that over there. And that appears to be it. So there's that. Okay, it's kind of cool. We've moved a little bit further into town, and we are currently at the world famous Chattanooga Choo Choo, trying to decide. I think they may be turning these into a Airbnb or a hotel or something to that effect. Not those ones. Those are, as you can see, not doing so well. But let's go look at a few that are. Got some frisbee golf going over here. Got a couple of soccer nets and a train. A famous train. So they got a pool over here, as you can see, sort of through the bushes. I think they are. It looks like they are turning these train cars into Airbnb cars. And then it looks like there's an actual hotel in the back there, too. I like the murals over there. See Darth Vader and Deadpool. A few other things. Some of which I can, a few of which I cannot identify. And then over there, you've got the actual Chattanooga Choo Choo building that houses the Chattanooga Choo Choo. There's the Chattanooga cesspool. Joe just pointed out over there is the runaway train transport escape game. It's a escape experience Chattanooga on this train car back here. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job of taking all these old train cars and finding good ways to recycle them. I mean, that one over there, it looks like it's a bar / coffee shop. Cincinnati Southern, Chattanooga Choo Choo. All right, we are going to go inside the actual building itself, but I want to point out right over here, you've got a comedy catch, you've got the coin op of the rails, you've got Gate 11 Distillery, and you have a lot of loud copyrighted music. We're trying to debate, this is the Chattanooga Choo Choo, and it's pointing at this. We're trying to debate whether or not this actually is the Chattanooga Choo Choo. They do let you go up, so we're gonna take a look at the actual engine. That's pretty much it. That is the engine right there. So I may or may not actually be on the Chattanooga Choo Choo right now. How about that? Thrilling. So we are in the main building for the Chattanooga Choo Choo. You can see that they're doing some roller skating lessons in here.
Sorry, what?
Over here, there is a jewelry store.
Ooh. And tattoos! Tattoos?
For some reason, yeah. There's the Frothy Monkey, which is a coffee shop. Beautiful rotunda. You know what I don't see in here? Trains. So
They're out working.
I'm guessing that means that we just saw the Chattanooga Choo Choo then.
You know, we think.
We think that was strangely anticlimactic, actually. Glenn Miller, you owe us an explanation. Excuse me, we're looking for trains. Trains? Oh, no, the skate station is there. Yeah, no trains.
It was the earthquake.
Here's the layout. It's the gardens. I think we saw that. The whole Hotel Chalet. We saw that. Elsie's Daughter. I don't know what that is. We didn't see that. Comedy Catch. Sweetly Southern. The Coin Op. And the Chattanooga Jewelry Company. And then, of course, Lost in Transit. Lost in Transit, I think, is the... is that the escape game? I'm very confused. Over here is the schedule for the Chattanooga Trolley Tour. Oh, good. It looks like they do have the city tour to the Coker Museum and Sculpture Fields. So, you know, Zach, there you go. Take a trolley tour here. Well, that works out well, because I don't see a trolley either. Apparently I can get a tattoo at the jewelry store, though, so we got that going for us. Here at Chattanooga Jewelry Company. I've torn off a free map from right here. I'm going to grab the Explore Chattanooga booklet, and now I feel like I will have all the answers that have thus far been absent. Here's me trying to figure out where the Chattanooga Choo Choo is at the Chattanooga Choo Choo Museum. Wait a minute, is this the Chattanooga Choo Choo? Well, it's the only train that's in here, so... Oh, look, Joe just pointed out, here's the museum. Okay, well, we've seen the Chattanooga Choo Choo Museum. There's a disco ball over there, that's exciting. So, all joking aside, was the Choo Choo itself a little anticlimactic? Yeah, no doubt. But that being said, this building itself is absolutely amazing. I'm assuming this was their train station way back in the day. Not seeing a whole lot of literature posted about it, but gorgeous building. Definitely worth checking out the building at least. And now as the rain starts to trickle down here in downtown Chattanooga, it's time for me to bid you farewell. If you haven't already done so, though, make sure to reach down below and hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time when we do just a little more Splorin.